He flung the tomahawk directly into the male chest. The being toppled from the bolting creature, and in a second he was on top, driving his knife down into the heart, or where the heart should be. Realizing that perhaps this being was different, he used his knife to rip the throat and stomach of the man beneath him, and rolled to the side. There was no movement from the two prone beings, and a darkening teal liquid pooled the ground beside them. The reins of one quadruped had caught in the vines and underbrush. The beast was pulling, but the reins remained fast, and the creature quieted. Good. He could use it for transportation. He turned to look at the slaughter, and felt no revulsion. It was as though the scene was a replay of long-ago events, and he knelt to examine the victims. They were small, compact men with muscular builds, dark green hair and eyes, olive skin, and wide chests. The chests were probably necessary to utilize the air that dragged at his lungs and left him feeling in need of more. He stripped a rawhide vest off one and put it on. He did not bother with the bows or quivers of arrows. He emptied the bundle tied to one waist and sifted its contents. The contents of a small leather pouch smelled like pemmican. He sniffed at the lump and cautiously chewed a bit. It was tough and bitter, but whatever the dried contents were, they would sustain life. The other man had a twisted rawhide rope wrapped around his shoulder and slung under his arm. The man removed it, and then coiled it loosely, fashioning a noose at the end. Slowly, he approached the horse caught in the bushes. The horse had caught his smell and was trying to rear, its eyes rolling wildly. The man's head was still throbbing, and his arm was bleeding again, but he started twirling the rope over his head, keeping the noose moving in a circular motion. The lasso whirled over the beast's head and settled around the neck. He dashed in and leaped on the beast's back. There was no saddle, but he managed to slash the longer reins free, grasp the mane, and dig his knees inward to send the creature loping along the bank towards the light. Bushes and rocks blurred as he urged the creature forward, and he fought for control. The golden light crept closer, and he knew there were others following. They would want revenge for the olive bodies lying in their dark life liquid. The air seemed to lighten and turn a softer yellow-green. Something whistled past his head as he guided the beast towards the hazy light. There had to be real, life-sustaining oxygen in that golden light. Halfway across a low, running river, he broke through into brilliant sunshine. He was temporarily blinded and almost lost control of the beast as it fought his every move. He had managed to turn the animal towards the opposite side again when something thudded into his back. Another missive hit the animal. The animal rose on its hindquarters and he slid into the stream. The cold water revived him, and he used his hands and knees to crawl to the sunlit side. He could hear his pursuers screaming at him, but they were not following him. He gulped in the air. Real, life-giving air. He threw back his head to howl his survival, and liquid gushed down his back, and his legs buckled. He forced his way up the bank onto beige sand strewn with white and brown rose boulders. He rested. Pain racked his body, and thirst burned his throat. Did he dare go back for water? It was a necessary decision, or soon it would not matter. He tried to stand, and instead sprawled onto the ground.